Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ambitious Amplified, powered by Ambitious Entertainment. I'm Isaac Orange, and today we have a very special guest joining us. Please give a warm welcome to the very talented producer, songwriter, and artist, Two Poles, also known as Two Poles on Me in Traffic in 70. Two Poles on Me in Traffic on 78.
78.
Very long artist name. So, what made you want to start pursuing music in the first place?
Truthfully, I say probably my dad. Like my dad, one of those people that walk around like making noises all day, and it's kind of like it just like I can never. I don't know. I kind of say like I can never just hear a silence because I feel like since my dad grew up with the noises, I just hear the noises. Like I'll knock on stuff or whistle all day or beatbox or stuff like that. Especially beatboxing. My dad beatbox all day.
And when was the first moment where you felt like you could actually make a career out of producing, songwriting, or just being a musician?
Honestly, I say like when I was younger, because when I was a kid, I would sit in class and I kind of be like, I was a good student. I was never a bad student. I don't have a like, oh, I knew it wasn't for me, so I BS'd. I didn't. I had straight A's. I was a straight A student in like all of grammar school when I was younger, and it was like then when I was thinking, I was like, I don't really see myself doing like the class work stuff later in life. Like I don't see myself necessarily going into a normal field of work. That's kind of how I felt. I didn't know what it would be, but I just knew it wouldn't be normal field of work. But if it was, my backup always is an accountant. I always been good with the numbers, so I always made sure that I never lost focus with my schooling because I never had bad grades in math.
Yeah.
Everything else is whole other stories, but math I always knew the math.
And what kind of music were you surrounded by early on? And how do you think it shapes the music that you make now?
It was a lot of like juke music because like my mom, see, it's like my dad influences me to make it, but I feel like my mom brings the character and the heart because like my mom is one of those people that just loves to live and like wake up in the morning and just have a good day every day. So she listens to like juke music and house music and like dance music kind of, and then it's like I have a lot of older siblings, but my older sister in particular, she listens to a lot of drill music early on, and she kind of like she be outside, so she would know certain people when they was coming out, and I had been around drill music very early as well. And then growing up, I just always wanted to be different, so I listened to like EDM, pop. I listened to a lot of like when I say everything, literally everything, like classical, um, Aborigine music from Australia, literally anything. I literally listen to anything.
Yeah. And for those of us listening who have yet to hear a beat or track that you've made, how would you describe your style, at least artistically?
I don't even know. I feel like my style is literally all of my influences put together. I feel like my approach to how I make beats is like, how can I make it sound kind of generally when I'm making my own type of beats, it's like, how can I make it sound kind of dark? Then it's like, all right, cool, it's kind of dark. How can I move forward and make it sound kind of like the EDM music I always love listening to? Like, how can I incorporate this? How can I incorporate that? How can I borrow from this? How can I borrow from that? It's always about borrowing from me. So I like to borrow from a lot of different genres when I create. So if you listen to a lot of my placements or anything produced by me, you're not gonna just hear typical instruments. You're gonna hear something different because I that's always what I'm going for. Period.
Yeah, yeah. And that kind of gets me into this next question, which is, are there any musical styles that you'd like to experiment with as you continue to get better with making beats?
Definitely EDM. Like I feel like that's a field or a market I literally have had no success in touching yet. Big yet, because that's nothing. Like to be fair. But it's just I definitely want to try to get around creators that do that and kind of move into like something a little. I don't know. I've been around drill. Like it's very authentic to me. So I'm kind of the person that didn't want to sit in it. I'm kind of looking over it at all times. So it's like I think like pop or maybe like I said EDM or anything like everything. I try everything. I try everything on here.
Yeah, yeah. And it always sounds good when someone combines genre, especially if it's with rap, like 21 Savage, one of the biggest rappers right now. Some of his best songs combines like classical music with a drill beat, and
Yeah.
I think that's super cool. So now for a little bit of a this or that game, I'm gonna present you with two options each round, and you have to choose which you prefer. First round, freestyle or written verse?
Written verse.
Early morning or late night making beats?
Early morning.
Studio session or home setup?
Studio session.
Headphones or speakers?
Speakers.
Sampling from different songs or starting from scratch on a beat?
Starting from scratch.
And coffee or energy drinks when working on a track?
Energy drinks. Neither but energy drinks. I hate coffee.
And now for a little bit of a fun one. Let's say you were stuck on a stranded island and you could only take 3 albums to listen to. What 3 albums are you bringing?
All right. Whole Lot of Red, right, by Playboy Cardi. That literally made me say, how can I get a MacBook? How can I get FL Studio? How can I like that literally made me purchase a MacBook. So I gotta go Whole Lot of Red. And it replay value is infinite.
Greatest Christmas gift I ever got. It
For
was waiting
sure.
up for that.
For sure. Whole Lot of Red. Let me see. Graduation. Chicago classic, Just bottom line. Every hit for hit, whole album. Graduation back Kanye West. And then let me see, because I'm trying to think of a third. I think maybe I'll say I don't know which one, but it's one of the Finally Healed about Lil Durk. Once again, it's like albums are all hits, but the more recent ones, the Finally Healed, the last one he just released, because he has like it's songs on there that he going line for line with shit with stuff where I'm pausing the song and I'm going back like, let me just restart it. Let me just line by line. So I'd probably say yeah, Whole Lot of Red, Finally Healed, and Graduation. Them my 3.
So what do you think separates you from other producers and artists right now in the music industry?
I definitely feel like it's the mixing of styles. I feel like a lot of people, when I make beats with a lot of people, they kind of have a mindset that they making something in a certain style when I'm more explorative. Like I kind of let my computer and the sounds that I hear take me wherever. I don't like to get on FL. Well, I personally, when I'm making beats, I don't like to, but I adapt to a room. I don't like to get on FL and say, I need brass right now. I need this instrument right now. I don't like to do that. I like to go and just listen and see what I'm feeling, and that's literally the approach to everything that I created. So I feel like it's the creative aspect. Like my clock ticks a little different. My brain, my cogs turn a little different. And I think that it's that and self-awareness that make me different. I'm very self-aware. Like I'm very observant of the people that's observant of me, and I know what's going on. Like I know what I can post and get a certain amount of likes, or I know who I can text and reach. I'm realistic and I don't hold like girl, I don't know. It's just it's like my personality. I feel like it's a lot of things about me and the way that I grew up in my upbringing that's non-music related that translated directly into the person that I am when you do business with me, and even who I am when I make beats. And like I said, generally my brain, my clock just ticks a little different. Like
Yeah, also it's good to just have multiple different options. I'm a graphic designer, and whenever I start working on another project, what you want to do is do many different unique iterations, each in its own style, to see like what is the best way I can show this project, whether you're doing business cards for a company or a book jacket design. And doing things like that doesn't tie you to one way, but oftentimes, allowing yourself to work on many different things freely, it can get, messy in the amount of files you're working in at one time. Do you ever feel like that happens to you, where you can't keep yourself or your work organized if you're working on multiple different things at one time, or are you pretty good about that?
I'm not good with organization, but I feel like I'm so bad with it that it works for me, specifically me. Like I know what to do to remember how to keep stuff organized. And like also when I make beats, like I'll do something where they have a save new version on the FL or whatever. And it basically like saves everything that you did up until where you are and creates a new version of your project with like a 2 on it. Basically, it's a clone project, and I'll finish it from there. And it's like now I have two beats basically. So I have two beats with the same kind of melody, but then I'll always change it. And really, I have a playlist with my placements on it. And really, if you listen to the playlist, it's more than one song where stuff is borrowed and reused from like different of the same origin. Like the same time I was sitting down, I clicked save new version, and that became two different songs. And like it's just one of those things where like I feel like I'm planting seeds for the people in the future. And that's what I mean when I say self-aware. Like I feel like I do stuff now that kind of like I'm gonna look back and be like, he was doing this and this and this and this and this to try to reach these people and do these things, and I'm leaving a paper trail with it. And I
Yeah,
feel like that's a good way to describe the organization too. I just leave piece and piece and piece and piece that I could try to remember to the point where now I only search by tempo. I know all my certain type of beats are in a certain tempo.
yeah.
So
And how do you feel like your sound has evolved since you first started producing and making music?
when I was first producing, I was listening to Splurge, as in like the whoa, like that's the music I was listening to. So those are the beats that I was making, and literally I've been making them so long. FL has a trial version that lets you do everything but save. So everything from like fourth grade up, I literally was listening to and trying to replicate. So if it was Splurge or if I was listening to Rihanna for whatever or J. Cole or whatever, like I was trying to replicate it.
Yeah. And how do you know when a beat or song is finished versus, keeping it in the vault?
To be honest, I feel like it depends on the beat. Like I got some beats that are 2 or 3 months old and I'm not finished. Like period. It's not that I haven't sat with it for hours a different day months later. I did. I'm still not done. And then there's some that you can just make and you just know like, okay, anybody can rap on it. I'm done. Like I'm gonna just make this. And I feel like it's more about your intention too, because the beats that take super duper long are beats like "Ask Around" by Aspen and Lady Bin Laden is a beat that took a while. And if you listen to it, it's like you hear multiple different melodies that make a melody, and you'll understand like that's kind of how it goes. So it's like it's neither here nor there. There are some that are out like Mike and Pippin by Q50. That didn't take me long. I said I want to sample Soldier Boy, put it together, and not sent it off, but shipped it off like it was done. And then, like I said, Ask Around took me like 2 weeks to finish because I just kept going back day by day listening to it.
Yeah. That's kind of getting into my next question, which is, what do you feel like is the biggest difference between a beat that takes you a while versus one that, you can just be one and done with?
The beats that take a while, they are like stacked, make my computer slow. So it's a whole lot of stuff on there. It's gonna be like I don't know. I feel like bottom line, I do the same things, but the volume in which they happen is the only thing that occurs differently when I take a lot of time. Like my beats always change up. You never get 15 seconds of the same thing, period. So it's like the biggest difference I would say is probably like the depth or the layers or like the immersion in the beat. Like there are some that I've made where like you literally feel like you sinking into it, but it's some where you feel like you probably can't dive into it. It's nothing to dive into, and it's like you can probably tell the difference that this took me a short amount of time where this took me long. And then there's sometimes you just can't tell. And the ones where you just can't tell happen off of scrolling and attempting to find sounds randomly and not going in with a motive.
Yeah.
That's kind of going in with the motive kind of, I can't explain it, but it makes it harder to make something because you have a picture you're trying to paint of someone else's, not someone else's necessarily, but it's like a stencil that you're trying to draw from a distance. Like you can't even use it really, you just drawing it from a distance.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
It's harder to replicate something than just making something that you've already made before. So, what do you think is the hardest part of the creative process for you?
Um, I don't know. I feel like the hardest part of the creative process is collaborating for me, because it's like when other people collaborate with me, my ideas are, well, I don't know. It's personal, but like I said, I adapt to every situation that I'm in. So, like, regardless of how I feel, I don't carry business on how I feel. That's not how you carry business. So, like, personally, I would say it's like collaborating with people because I have very strong ideas. And when I do get my ball rolling, I know where it's going. So, it's like when you collaborate with people, it's either like, oh, they just took it like all the way up here, or it'd be like, dang, like, you just dropped the ball. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's a opinion thing, so it's like I really can't even feel a type of way, you know what I mean? It's like I don't know, it's one of those things where it's just like I said, I don't operate on how I feel, but that's something that I definitely have felt. I feel like when I collaborate with people, I don't know. And I feel like it go both ways though. I feel like at certain times I may get on the computer and do something that throws somebody off. So it's like collaborating with people is definitely difficult. But it's great at the same time. You meet a lot of great minds regardless. I've always learned something. It's been people I've made beats with I didn't like a single thing we made, but I've learned something from you. And I feel like that's beneficial.
Yeah. In those moments where there are creative differences between you and the person you're collaborating with, how do you handle those?
Um, like I said, on the FL, you can do the save new version. So either I will save new version and then make it two things and explain like I had an idea it could go like this. So I'm gonna just say this like this and we can finish this out and then go back to the other one. Maybe change the key and then go ahead and approach it like a different beat following the idea I had. Or I just don't say anything, and that turns into like the biggest songs ever. Like, so it doesn't even. It's opinionated. It's like I have to trust my peers' creative process too, and I feel like trusting it is a big part that makes it difficult. But it's nothing against them. It's just like I say, I've had a very specific upbringing that made me the person I am and brought me into certain rooms even and allowed me to carry myself certain ways. So it's just a personal thing, more or less. I just know I'm around good people. We all around each other for a reason, period. So I just have to take that and be like, it ain't even for me to like. It's for fans to like. So
Yeah.
it'd be like, you know,
And continuing to talk about collaborating with other artists, you recently worked with Hawk on his song Scuba Jake, which is currently going massively viral. What was the process like making the beat for that song?
it's okay. It's Scuba Juke. I don't know. It might
Oh,
appear
my bad.
weird somewhere.
That's a typo. That's a typo. Thank you so much.
Autocorrect, understandable. I already know.
Scuba Juke, currently
Yeah.
going viral. What was the process making the beat for that song?
I had seen him on TikTok dancing, and he was dancing to people's songs, and I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, I should make him a song. Like, I should try to make a song to that and see if like we could get our own song. And I sat on it for like some weeks, and I kept seeing it. And I had did this also. The method that I used, I did previously to create my own songs and like a song with one of my friends that Frisco ended up getting on. But I basically ended up having Deshaun send me voice messages, and I kind of told him to, say the scuba phrase and kind of take it your own way. Like, say these things, like a guideline kind of, like, take it your own way, go crazy, because this your song. So make it your, I was like, make it your song, basically. And I let him have his creative direction, more or less. He sent me the voice messages, and I orchestrated them, and I organized, sped up, slowed down, different voices, pitched up, pitched down, and I made it more or less into like a melody, and I made a beat with it. And then it was kind of from there. It just went from there. I made it right here.
And what was the most challenging part of producing that beat, and how did you end up overcoming that?
Um, I think that the most personal, the most challenging part of that beat personally was like juke beats are really repetitive. So with the repetition, it's like you don't want to get irritating because there's some that are irritating to hear. So it's like balancing keeping it catchy without without it being annoying. is very important. And I feel like it was very challenging to do that. It has like 6 versions, but then again, it's one of those things where I think about like, let me remember how it was with my mom. Like I heard them say this 32 times, not 48. Like I heard them do this, that many. Like it was one of those things where I had to dig deep and think like, this is a good song. I can make this way better. Every time I sent it out, I was like, I could just make this better.
Yeah, sorry. And looking back on making that track and seeing how big it's gotten right now, do you think you knew that it would receive this much praise, or were you just like,
No.
nah, it's just another track?
It was just another one. It was one off. It was so just another one that it was literally like I had put no thought at all into it. Like it was literally not like it was. I just I don't know. I make music for the love of people having something to hear that connects to something. That's why I made that. So it's just that's all I can think when I was making that. So it's like I really wasn't worried about it going anywhere. Like I wasn't worried about it trending. I knew it would because he's dancing, he's popular. This is his song to his dance. Fine. I knew it was gonna go like, that's a given. But I didn't think like it would be sitting on TikTok charts for week after week, or it would be like the people at Disney doing it, or people in Asia doing it, or people in Europe doing it, or people everywhere, literally every single place in the entire world doing it. I did not think that it would go that crazy. And it did. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful I made it.
Seeing that much, are you gonna maybe continue collaborating with this person or working on more songs for dance trends on TikTok or social media platforms?
Both. Because I feel like I definitely can also capitalize on the market in a way that more directly benefits me. And that's where I feel like my artistry comes in. Like, I want to drop also my own songs. Like, I know I have potential to drop really good juke songs, and I'm not gonna say I don't have to cut somebody in every time, but I definitely, like I said, when I have visions, they can often get lost in translation. I literally can avoid that by creating my own song. I have my own like equipment. I can record, so it's not a real purpose to, you know what I mean, like I can just make my own stuff most times. So it's definitely like both. I definitely want to do both though. We got a lot of stuff in the works already anyway, coming up. We really working on a part 3 to it. It got a part 2, but we really working on a part 3 to it. The part 3 gonna be crazy. The part 2 was like, okay, the part 3 gonna be crazy. But and then yeah, but like I said, I do both. I like both. I like working with them and I like doing my own thing too because I got great songs and ideas separately. You should definitely give a listen to. Like
Yeah.
definitely.
And what's one song or beat that you've made that you feel really represents you as an artist?
I gotta go. Hold on, because I gotta go to the list. I gotta pull up a list. Let me
Well,
see.
while you're doing this, I'm just going to remind everyone in the live you are watching Ambitious Amplified, powered by Ambitious Entertainment. I'm your host, Isaac Orange, and today I'm interviewing the very talented producer, songwriter, and artist, Two Poles, also known as Two Poles on Me in Traffic on 78.
Yeah, I think I think it would have to be Bully Bag. I'm not gonna lie. Bully Bag is like a really good like. Bully Bag is a great one.
For what reasons do you think?
Bully Bag, I have a breakdown to it on my YouTube, actually, a breakdown of the instrumental. And you'll see, like, on the breakdown, there are melodies that are hidden that you can't hear, but they fill the song up nonetheless. So it's like, it's great to just, it's just perfect for headphones. It's perfect to put in your ear because it's that. And then I also have the 808 pattern. And it's one of those things where I really had my way with the beat. Like, that's a beat I feel like I really had my way with. Like, I definitely did my thing on that, and I think between that, a close like tied up, probably second is it might be Ask Around because Ask Around is a really great like really great production, like great production. Actually, no, I take that back. Not Ask Around. Lady Bin Laden has a Shot by OA freestyle, and it's It's called Pulling Over, I think. Ain't Pulling Over. And that beat is actually like that's a two pose type beat. Like that's a I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna make a beat and I sent it. That's truthfully me as a beat. So I feel like that's gotta be like really tied up and really close with the first one.
And everyone watching, if you haven't listened to those tracks, search them up on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube,
Everything.
everything. And
Deezer.
how do you push through creative blocks when you end up having a creative block when working on a new beat or song?
When I have creative block, I go on Samplet and I shuffle the samples. I go to like reggae. I go to like South African music. I go to like classical music, Victorian music. I go to the most outlandish categories possible, and I try to take inspiration from whatever I hear. And
Have
if
you, are you a fan of, there's this Japanese jazz fusion artist, Masayoshi Takanaka? He does great things with guitar if you've heard of him. I don't know.
I've heard of them, I've heard of them. The thing is that I know who you're talking about, but I know that I don't know it by name because I know like you know when you encounter something new from somewhere, like this has to be what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I like that. I really like that. And I like the plays on jazz. And that's a big part of why I like Bully Bag too, is like Bully Bag took jazz inspiration, every inspiration, like basically.
And how important has networking been in your journey so far to get in contact with other artists and producers or mixers?
It's very important. Networking has been like my backbone almost, whether it be like organic through like real life. I see you here, I speak, or whether it be like through people like I do good business with people. I don't like to give people the short end of the stick ever in any situation, and I like to present opportunities to people because I feel like we can all like metaphorically get money. We can all benefit. Like period. It's no point in having a gigantic plate I can never share with nobody. I never want to share. And it's like I always want to share. I always want to collaborate. I always want to branch out. I always want to do more, you know? So I would say networking has definitely been like a crucial backbone. Networking got me, I'm in Atlanta right now. Networking got me success in Atlanta. Networking has directly gotten me success in the studio in Atlanta from word of mouth of Tupos is my guy. He does great business. These his songs. Oh, those songs sound good. Let's get him in the studio out here so he can meet some people. Woo, directly like that. It just goes just like that. So
Yeah.
it's like you got to do good business. You just got to be yourself organically. I always been myself and always been organic. That's why I'm always a great presence to have around. Everybody that wants to have me around enjoys who I am as a person, and the people who don't enjoy me as a person. So it's pretty it's black and white, and it's like it's no hard feelings. You're not gonna like everybody as a person. So it's just like it is what it is. You know, we all here for the common purpose at the end of the day to create.
Yeah, and if you come into a meeting with another artist for collaborating, let's say you're working in the studio with them and you come in with a negative attitude, there's probably not a fat chance that other artist is going to want to work with you.
Yeah. And
Uh,
that goes even with people that you had negative interactions with. You don't let negative interactions or people like doing things that you may feel like are personal to you. You just don't take it personal. Like I feel like regardless of all the lessons I learned, music has literally told me that you can't take stuff personal. And that just is what it is, period, point blank. You literally cannot take anything personal. The entirety of music is an opportunity. It's a huge opportunity to be a part of creating music that gets dropped on Apple Music and does a million streams. Like that's a small percentage. I'm not gonna lie. It's like one of those percentages that's up there with the NBA player percentage, like the percentage to be an NBA player. It gets to that point. So it's like it's just a huge opportunity. I don't let people or bad interactions with people soil who I am as a person. So regardless if we had a bad interaction, when we get in front of them people and it's important that we just look good as a whole, we gonna look good as a whole. We gonna look better as a whole than we did separate. And
yeah.
that's just how I gotta go.
So what's something people misunderstand about breaking into the music industry, especially breaking into a music industry in this day and age where everything is posted online or sold online?
Just because everybody else does something does not mean you shouldn't do it too. I got my first placement off uploading on YouTube. when I went to upload on YouTube, I looked up what I was going to upload before I did. There were hundreds of the type of beats I was going to upload, and I still did it. And the artist who type beat it is found my beat, period. So that just told me right there. It doesn't matter that a million people are doing something. You do it and you do it well, you will be recognized. Literally, I get people that text me right now about beats that's rapped on, placed that I forgot are on YouTube because they're that old and it's just been around like that. And that's the point. I feel like the best advice I can give somebody literally is like I said, just because a million people are doing something don't mean you can't do it too, but do it well. And I don't want to say do it better because if you look at everything like a competition, you always give yourself the option to lose. You just
Yeah.
want to give it your all. Like be organic in every way. Like if you lazy, make sure you upload to YouTube. You don't have to upload every day. Make sure you upload though. Make it your business to upload in general. Just do something.
And what does discipline look like for you as an artist?
I would say discipline to me looks like I'm more strict on making sure I don't get burnt out because I can make 30 beats today. I can make 30 beats today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day. I've done it before. I can do that. That doesn't get me anywhere. Like, as far as the way that I feel internally in my mind, like, I'm more stressing that I don't get burnt out or feel overwhelmed because I'm a person that distances from what I'm overwhelmed from. So as soon as I feel overwhelmed by making music, I'm going to distance myself. So it's like, I'm very strict on making sure that I don't get burnt out. And I'm also very strict on how much I share my ideas because it's like, it's not even nothing negative. It's just like sometimes you might want to do something first. And I had a conversation with you and you did it perfectly fine, well, with good intentions. I just wanted to do it first and I just could have kept it. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's nothing on the other person or nothing personal. Once again, I just could have approached something differently. Like, so
Yeah,
it's just, yeah.
absolutely. So, what do you think is the first step someone should take if they want to start making music?
The first step I would take if I wanted to start making music is I would go and listen to one of my favorite artists' most simple songs and try to understand it as well as I can, right? And then I would just more or less, I don't want to say copy and or steal, but I feel like when you're beginning anything, leaning on inspiration is literally what allows you to eventually reach to your own. So I would say I would lean on inspiration as heavy as possible. Like I would listen to some songs from my favorite artists, looked up how to record from at home, use the internet. The internet is free. It's at the touch of my hand. I would use the internet and try to figure out how I can record. And I would have a song that night, or the next night. So I would have figured it out what I gotta get, what I gotta do, and then I would just start. And that's the thing. I would start and put something out. Like I would be quick to put something out. Like just put stuff out. That's the thing I feel like that would be most important that I do is just put it out at the end. Put something out so people can hear it. It's no point in making stuff nobody can hear.
Yeah, I like that. Inspiration makes good art because I I definitely agree or agree. In 2021, I was touring UCLA and going to their art campus, and I was kind of weirded out because usually when you go on an art campus of a college, it's filled with either student artwork or alumni artwork. But the UCLA art campus looks like a Russian prison because they do not want any of their students to be inspired by what anyone else creates in creating their art. And I think that's so wrong. I think some of the best
I
art
like it though.
is inspired by what came before, and how someone can look at something that someone has made and view it completely different in their own right. But
Yeah.
sorry about that little sidetrack. Do you think it's better to focus on quality or consistency when making music?
Quality.
Quality.
Quality, definitely. Quality.
And last question about advice for people who are trying to break it into the industry. What would you say to someone who's talented but scared to put themselves out?
I literally I feel like the thing is that I can relate to that most, like that as a sentiment, really, 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 like really closely. And I would tell you, like, I don't want to say no point. I'm a kind of black and white kind of person. It's no point in being talented if you're never going to share with nobody. Like, this is what I would tell people around me all the time whenever they wanted to do anything that they wanted to do. Like, if I had a friend that wanted to garden to the extreme, why would you want to imagine you gardening, basically? Or like draw a garden? Just do it. Like, put the music out so people can enjoy it. Like, if you're talented, like, it's subjective. So if you feel like you're talented, and you're your biggest critic. So if you feel like you're talented, people are telling you you're talented, first of all. So it's like, you just got to believe in people. Everybody around you cannot be lying to you. And as long as somebody around you is telling you no, that means that you should be putting out music. Somebody telling you no, one person around you telling you no, means that you should put it out. Because if it can bring controversy or both sides to an opinion, that's even, like, you just got to work with what you got.
Yeah.
You got to put it out.
And what does success look like to you? Is it the amount of people who are listening to your music? Is it the amount of money you're making for your music? Or could it be how you feel about what you're making?
It's definitely in between, like, a feeling and the amount of people that's listening, because it's like, I'm gonna feel how I feel when I feel what I feel and I make my beat. I'm fine and I'm content. So it's like, that's success to me every day if that's the case. But it's like, nah, I feel really accomplished when other people are listening. And I feel even more accomplished when I create songs like Scuba Juke and people are calling me and their kids are doing the dance or anything with the youth. Once the youth get involved, I'm all in. I'm all smiles. I'm everything because I love the youth. So once the youth is involved, I'm successful. So honestly, right now, I think I'm very successful because the youth love the scuba dance. I got the song. It doesn't matter. I love just being a part of the. I feel like I call it, when I'm referencing it to people, the scuba experience. I literally just love being a part of the scuba experience, whether it's the dance, the song, whatever. Because the kids love it, and I love the children. I love the youth. The
Yeah.
youth is the future. I love connecting with them.
And outside of music, what do you think influences your creativity the most and why?
Art, art,
Art?
definitely, and I would
Is
say
there a
that because
specific artist?
no, not specific, but it's a specific kind of art. I'm not very big into, like, I don't know. I can't explain it, but I'm just a very artistic person. And when I say like my cogs spin differently, like, this is what I mean. I'm not necessarily into the most amount of adaptations of like religion and things like that. But like, I love religious paintings and the feelings they evoke and the way, like, certain ones you can kind of understand that people spent, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like things like that, like kind of like those religious paintings and or like I can't, for lack of a better term, like pain paintings, like when you look at like paintings like slaves made or things like that, like when you look at things like that, it's like I feel nothing but inspired. And I'll say a big thing. I'm in Georgia, and I went to a lake that was like once a very, like, it's a lake and it was flooded, but it was once a very flourishing black town, and it's just black history and like understanding the history that comes with being who I am and being me in general. History inspires me. Period. Like, I love to think about the past and think about how I could make somebody feel like what I felt like in the past, or sample the past, or think about the past, or anything with the past. And that really inspires me. When I think about the people that literally, I can't even say crawled, the people that thought so I could run, I literally almost shed a tear because I feel so connected to the music that it's like, it's just history.
Yeah.
History is my biggest inspiration, honestly. History is number one.
And what does ambition mean to you?
To me, in the most tangible way I can say, is ambitious to me is uploading to YouTube every day. If I upload to YouTube, I'm casting my net out there. I'm letting everybody know I'm making a product. I'm working on it. And if I put it on my Instagram, that's different. But having it on YouTube where people can listen to it, even if it gets 100 views or 10,000, it doesn't matter. It's out there. And having that out there, it's it's like I'm throwing my fishing rod out there. I'm literally just casting my net, trying to catch anything. I'm trying to put myself out there, or uploading to BeatStars, whether it be anything where you upload. If you upload a story of a beat, anything where I'm taking my circle and putting it where other people can see into it, I feel like I'm being ambitious. If I show somebody, if somebody today hears my tag, I was ambitious that day. I spread it. As long as I spread it, I was ambitious.
Yeah. Well, I would like to thank you so much for your time coming on the show. I've been so lucky to interview you, truly.
I'm very grateful. I really appreciate the opportunity to be interviewed and be on the platform and speak some words and insight into the producer mind and specifically mine, of course. This is, like I said, everything I do is intentional. This was the interview.
Thank you.
This is how I
Thank
think
you.
about it.
Yeah.
This was
So this has
a
been
childhood
Entrepreneur
dream came true.
with Ambitious Entertainment. Follow Ambitious on all platforms. Follow at 2polls_78 on Instagram. Two
Yes,
polls
sir.
on Spotify. 2 polls on Me in Traffic on YouTube. 2 polls on SoundCloud. And what else?
Two
I
polls on
wasn't
Apple Music. Everything two polls. That's the
everything.
goal. The goal is
Everything.
everything two polls. Just the two polls.
But yeah, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and keep making music.
You too. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye.
All right.